in this time of year where it is so active and outgoing and light and busy, and we can be the same, there's a need to actually counter that, to actually bring balance. So going from that big, yang, expressive energy to finding some yin so that we can come into balance and be more regulated, be more present for the activities that we do partake of, and not just get exhausted and burnt out and frazzled. Welcome to the world of energy, where science meets spirit. Ancient wisdom merges with cutting-edge knowledge, and the possibilities for a healthier, happier you are endless. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Energy Works. And I want to talk to you today about rest. It's kind of funny how things come up in the field and then everyone jumps onto them and not knowing where they came from. But just not that long ago, Blaine wrote a newsletter about rest, about laying down for 10 or 15 minutes during the day, and how that used to be a normal thing and then it became not such a normal thing. And I've been thinking a lot about rest as well. And here we are in the height of summer. And where I live, I'm really close to the Canadian border, and it is light from so early in the morning. Like last week, we got up really early to go hot air ballooning for a sunrise hot air balloon. But so we got up around 4:30 and it was already light. And it's light until well past 10. That is a long, long day. And in Chinese medicine, which is part of energy medicine yoga, we talk about the seasons and being informed by the seasons and energetically allowing ourselves to be connected to the seasons, to the natural world. And so we start to think of ourselves going in those same cycles as the seasons. For example, summertime, bright, long days, a lot of activity. It's the most yang, active, outgoing season of the year. And we are at our most active, outgoing, busy, doing. And then you look at winter, which is a time where most of active life ceases from the visible and everything contracts and goes dormant. Bears go and hibernate. Trees lose all their leaves and go very quiet internally. The earth is covered in snow. Everything is quiet. And so we also take that time to rest, to go internal, to review the year and think about the things that we want to bring forward into the next year. It is the most yin time of the year, or internal time of the year. And so we kind of go along with those seasons and mimic them in our actions and our activity levels. And we all talk about that, like wintertime is the time to kind of be calm and go inward, and summertime, go out and explore. But I've also really been thinking a lot about balances and imbalances. And it's often times where we become extremely imbalanced, and then we seek more of the same imbalance to try to bring ourselves back into balance. And that's an Ayurvedic principle of like to like, that we are drawn towards the things that actually bring us more out of balance. And so in this time of year where it is so active and outgoing and light and busy, and we can be the same, there's a need to actually counter that, to actually bring balance. So going from that big yang, expressive energy to finding some yin so that we can come into balance and be more regulated, be more present for the activities that we do partake of, and not just get exhausted and burnt out and frazzled, which is what happens a lot of times in the summer. We just have too many things to do. And so we end up just feeling like we're spinning our wheels. And this time of vacation, we don't really get a lot of rest and rejuvenation. And then we've got to dive back into our work after being, I don't know how many times I've come back from a quote vacation and said, I need a vacation from the vacation. because my vacation was just so active that I never really rested. And so I think about that now. For those of you listeners who know me a little bit better, you know that winter is my happiest season. And I do find the balance there. I used to think it was a little imbalanced because winter is the most yin time and I'm the most yang at that time, really active, outdoor sports, all of that. But I think more and more that we need to bring a little bit of that oppositional forces into our lives to actually come into balance. So that in winter, instead of just climbing under the covers at 4:30 when it's dark, which is what it is here at 4:30, it is dark, that we continue to do some outward expansive activities to balance that, the natural world's internal feeling state. And the same with summer. So here we are in the summer, long days, lots of activity. Can you find time to, I love Blaine's article about taking a 5 or 10 minute or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30-minute break where you just lay down and do nothing. And especially in summertime where you could do that laying down on a beach, on a riverbank, in the grass, looking up at the sky. And so that you're really being filled with that incredibly powerful, bright summer energy, but you're taking a yin moment to take it in. And I think the best of the vacation time is when we get both of those. We get the yin and the yang. We get the fun, expansive, hot air ballooning or water skiing or hiking or whitewater rafting or horseback riding or golfing or whatever it is that you love to do. And then we balance that with a nap in the hammock, reading a book, drinking a cup of tea by the river, just doing something that brings the body back into calm and stillness and ease. So I want to just put that out there for those of you that are feeling maybe a little frazzled by the unrelenting or the relentlessness of summer. And I know I talk to some people, especially friends of mine who have big vegetable gardens. Wow, they just never have a break, never have a moment free. And they sort of become, they can't get away. They can't get away from their gardens, right? And so to take some opportunity and some time to just fully receive, be present, and drink it in, as opposed to being so active and always putting something out there, yourself out there and going and doing something. And so I just want to throw that out there to all of you as I'm feeling a little bit of that intensity of summer and so much going on and wondering to myself, why am I so exhausted by the end of the day? So maybe I didn't do Blaine's trick of taking a 10 or 15 minute lie down on my back. Or maybe there's just too many things on my schedule, too much going on, and I need to really lean into the yin. Say no. Decline some of the offers. Sleep in a little bit. Take a nap in the middle of the afternoon. Loll around by the beach. Do something that feeds you and isn't taking nervous system energy, but is actually allowing you to just relax and rejuvenate at a deep level. And I think if you bring a little bit of that every day in, again, that 10 or 15 minute lay down on the back, or for me, I feel like I need more than that because the day is so big that I need more than 10 minutes to get my bearings back or to get my relaxation response really activated. If that is even a thing, it's activating your relaxation response so that you can just surrender and be calmer and quieter and then more present for the big events that you do undertake. So that you weave that into your days. Give yourself that balance day to day, week to week, and not just waiting for some time that you'll rest in the future. I remember long ago, I used to go out with this guy who he would say, you'll sleep when you're dead. Well, we know now, the studies are in, you all know I love talking about the studies. The studies are in. If you just burn the candles at both ends and you say sleep when you're dead, then chances are you're going to be dead sooner because you need your sleep all along. And actually, that is a pillar of longevity. Sleep, rest. That's where the rejuvenation, that's where the healing happens. So give yourself that time to really deeply rest and rejuvenate so that you can be really present when you're playing and hiking a mountain till 11 o'clock at night. I hope you are having great, beautiful, super fun days, getting lots of fun in and also lots of rest. I'd love to hear what you're doing on these long summer days. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you are being blessed with winter right now, send me a picture of you skiing down something or building a snowman. All right, everyone. This is a short little episode so that you can get back out there. Or if you blocked off the usual 20 to 30 minutes for an episode, take that time, sneak it away, and go and take a rest. And no excuses necessary. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time on Energy Works.
Alrighty, Energy fans, that's a wrap on another positively charged episode of Energy Works. Lauren, this is the part where we get to use our energy puns.
It's been electrifying, hasn't it, Flame? We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
If you're feeling amped up and you want to keep your energy flowing, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform.
And we'd love to hear from you, so please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback helps us continue to deliver content that resonates, so light up our inbox.
And spark a conversation with your friends to tell them about us. And we'll see you next time on Energy Works.